Thank you for tuning in to Koppen with Comic. I'm Brian Koppen. We're with comic Charlie Dawson. Charlie Dawson, how the hell are you?
Hey, Brian, I'm good.
Oh, dude, we had a huge long talk before we started, but now we're being recorded.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We are.
So, yeah, I mean, you're totally going to change. Like, you're just going to clam up. You're not going to have any inside dope that I can take.
No, not at all.
Pass off as gossip. Okay.
No, I'm never funny when I'm being recorded.
Dude, he was laughing before, and then not so much.
Nothing, yeah. Just killed it.
So where can people find you? Do stand-up comedy on stage in New York City, and where can they find you online? I know you have a web series. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, you can find me on my Instagram. It's at Charlie, IE, with 2 E's, _ Dawson. Very complicated.
Yeah, and there's an additional E on Charlie.
There's additional E, and then waytoozesty.tv. That's my friend Adam Christopher and my, I guess, channel, a little production that we do. Please visit waytoozesty.tv on Instagram and check out our sketches.
Yeah, I checked out one beforehand, and it was fucking funny. And the reason why it's funny, well, I mean, it's funny for several reasons, but I think some of the, one of the reasons why it was funny because the production was, and you told me that Way Too Zesty is green screen, the production was such that you just had a Western scene behind you, and it looked kind of lo-fi because you were just in front of a green screen. Like it was one of the reasons it was funny. Yeah. But it's cool to know that if other comics want to use your, that kind of look, they can go to Way Too Zesty and you have a green screen studio, Upper West Side.
That's it, yeah, okay. Upper West Side, and we're always willing to film with other comics. We love doing collabs.
And do you have so collaboration, but also you have reasonable rates in the event they don't want to collaborate with you at all? If they just want to hand you their money and you have them, or is it necessarily a collaboration?
No, well, we haven't done that, but that's a good idea. We could be getting paid for this. What are we doing? Spent so much money already.
And one thing I saw with Adam Christopher is he looks a little bit like Theo Vaughn.
Yes, he does. Yes, he's uglier Theo Vaughn.
Or a slightly less, he has yet to get Theo's level of just social or podcasting fame.
Yeah.
And I know Theo definitely also does a stage show and things like that. Is Adam Christopher also stand-up?
Yeah, Adam's a great stand-up. Okay. He's a really funny comedian. He started in improv, and now he does mainly stand-up and sketch. He also edits everything. He is one of the best editors I've ever met in my whole life. I can tell him, I want this to happen, and within 2 minutes, he'll make it happen. Wow. It's incredible to watch.
You need that in comedy, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
You have to have a little bit of technical chops to do anything.
Completely. It's another tool that you can use to show off funny.
Right.
He'll take a video or he'll take some footage that we have that isn't funny and he'll edit it to make it funny.
Wow, even that it's funny.
Yeah. It's insane. Yeah, he's the best, man. He really is. I love working with him.
And then where do you guys kind of do stand-up, or where can people find you on stage normally in New York City, under the circumstances, not as many shows running?
Yeah, well, I'm a big fan of the Creek in the Cave, also here in Queens, Long Island City. I actually run an open mic there every Thursday night at 11.
And what's that called, and when do people sign up and all that?
That's called the Dawson's Creek Open Mic, yeah.
Because you're at Creek in the Cave.
I'm at the Creek in the Cave, and I'm Charlie Dawson. Just keep plugging myself.
Yeah, dude, that's amazing. I'm so dense at wordplay that when somebody said casual sets once as the name of their show, but I also didn't get it.
You just thought they were casual sets.
Yeah, only I was like, so they're casual? Like, yeah, what's the gig? And then weeks later, I was like, oh, casual sex.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty dense. So Dawson's Creek.
At the sign up at 11 at the Creek in the Cave every Thursday night.
Does everybody get on, and where is the sign up? Like, when do they have to sign up? Is it on a piece of paper at Creek in the Cave, or is it online, or they email you?
Yeah, no, it's a bucket downstairs, just like most Creek mics. Just come by at 11, put your name in the bucket, I'll get you up,
For sure.
Yeah.
If people come out to Creek in the Cave at 11
on Thursdays
PM and put their name in the bucket, they will definitely get on.
100% get some stage time.
Okay, and it's not who Charlie Dawson knows.
Oh, it definitely is. It definitely, yeah. Buy me a coffee when you come, and you'll get up early. Yeah.
And then, what was I saying? So the Dawson's Creek is one of the things that you have going on, but where are you also doing kind of normal sets elsewhere in New York City? Or is it mostly these awesome, funny videos?
Yeah. where am I doing the videos or the sets?
Well, let's talk first about where you're doing stand-up elsewhere.
Sure, I'm doing. I like the Lower East Side / East Village in Manhattan for open mics. A lot of bar mics and bar shows.
Okay.
I was running a monthly show at Pianos. The past couple months. But we're actually changing venues right now.
Okay.
So that should be up soon. And yeah, that's most of it. I do some Brooklyn open mics, Alligator Lounge, Halyards. Those are fun places.
Okay. Just a look of recognition on my face. You were just noticing. Oh yeah, Halyards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I absolutely know these things. But I suppose they're going to track all these things via Charlie Dawson across all shows. So is it Charlie with an E_Dawson across all social?
Yeah. No, my Facebook's. I'm pretty bad at social. My Facebook's just Charlie Dawson.
Okay. And then Twitter.
Twitter. You know what's funny? I'm not on Twitter. Fuck Twitter. Fuck Twitter.
Fuck Twitter. Fuck those Twitter comics.
Yeah, dude, Twitter sucks.
Those sit-down fucking comics.
You know what?
They're not zesty enough.
No, they're not, dude, and I'm way too zesty, so they could never hang.
Well, let's talk. I watched on IGTV. I went to Charlie Dawson, and I checked out a 2-minute clip via Way Too Zesty, and I thought it was fucking hilarious because you guys just... First of all, your language, it's kind of like Theo Vaughn in that his language is very kind of invented and, like you said, Jesus all to Christ. Can you name Jesus' full name? Because it sounded like Jesus had a full name there.
Oh, I called him Jesus all of Christ.
Yeah, and then you had a junior on the end or the fourth.
I think so. Yeah.
And then you guys did a thing where you were doing with the hands. It was like you're reaching out your hands for help to a man on a horse because you had fallen off your horse, whose name is sciatica.
Sciatica, yeah, my horse.
Yeah, but then you guys did a good 30 seconds of absurdity about different names for hands.
Yeah. That's what we do.
And I don't want to ruin the joke. So it's just like, if you see this, are all your videos this absurd?
Yeah. Well, I like the thing you said about your own language because we do kind of
Vaughn, yeah.
We have our own style and we have our own way of talking, which is very annoying to some people, but very funny to other people.
But yeah, the product was funny though. So even if I would have been annoyed if you had come in here and be like, "Let me shake your pudgy little digits," like I might have been like a little annoyed because of the virus. But
sure.
I mean, I thought it was funny in the moment. So at least you're turning it into consumable entertainment that won't annoy people in your everyday interaction.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to, and we still get a lot of hate comments, but we also get...
What were some of the hate comments that you got to that hilarious video?
Not for that one, but a video we recently posted, we got the comment, gay, just gay.
Are you sure it wasn't one of your friends? Because you have funny friends. That sounds pretty funny.
No, it was some guy in like Puerto Rico or something. Some like 13-year-old in Puerto Rico. Which is hard to bully him back because he's a child.
And that's the only word of English he knows.
Yeah.
How to troll when you only know one word of a different language.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe he meant in a fun, happy way. Maybe thinks it means
It was pretty gay. You guys are kind of... you can see the sheer joy of that sketch.
Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, we have a lot of fun filming. Yeah, and we are very gay. So,
are you really?
No.
Okay. Yeah, because you stopped and looked at me. I was like, maybe I should follow up on this.
No,
but you and Adam Christopher are totally just single hetero bachelors.
Yeah, well, I'm brave. I'm bisexual.
Okay, you're a brave bisexual soldier.
Yeah.
And I guess that means that bisexuals can exist.
Yes, they can, and I'm one of them. I like to suck the dick.
But also, like, talk about that if you can, if you're comfortable talking.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, I mean, not that I love to suck the dick, although that's certainly free to be discussed here.
Yeah.
Like, is there a class of people that somehow think that bisexual is just, it's a straight guy's transition into being a straight homosexual? And I just use the word straight homosexual.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people who think you can't be bisexual. A lot of gay men think that if you're bisexual, it just means you're gay, but you haven't come all the way out yet.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the case. Maybe I haven't learned that yet.
But you also like the puss.
I like the puss.
Yeah, well then, I mean, there's no lies there. You love the puss and the dick.
Yeah, no, I was talking to a friend about this. There's a term called pansexual. Are you familiar with pansexual?
Is that where you're kind of both?
You're kind of into anything. You're into any attractive person who is consenting and
But it's also, I mean, it's not just sexual attraction. Is it also your self-identification? Is that wrapped up in pan as well? Like,
yeah.
Do you feel like both a man and a woman?
Oh, no, I just feel like a guy. Okay. But I don't know. I think that for a while, people were very caught up in what are you, and now my generation is a lot of just like do what you like, do what you have fun doing, and
that's how you figure it out too. Like you can think, well, I'm really into this thing, and then you're like, I jerked off. It turned out just to be a fetish. It's good that I didn't rope somebody else into my my lust, because really it was just I'm into this while I'm jerking off alone.
Yeah.
It's like and then I got into the situation that I was just jerking off to, and it turns out I wasn't as into it as I thought.
Sure, yeah, and I've definitely had that, but I've also had it where it's like, oh, I enjoyed that. I remember the first time watching gay porn, I was like, oh my god, I'm a monster, and then the third time I was like, this is fine. It just took two other. I was like, this is cool. Yeah, I don't know.
But why would you think you're a monster upon first viewing?
I don't know. I was raised in the South, and I was raised around a lot of religious, kind of closed-minded people, and a lot of bullies. A big thing. Like if someone called you gay when I was coming up in school, that was a bad thing, and so I think
it still is if somebody's commenting that to your video.
I think it was just internalized, but like. Man, I hate to be like free your mind, but you kind of gotta let go of a lot of the shit that you grew up with.
You wonder how many of those people down south who are talking shit are actually closeted, gay themselves.
Exactly. Right. Well, that's the theory. Is like if you're homophobic, it means you have those thoughts yourself, which is I don't know, I find it to be kind of true.
Okay, with pansexual, or the fact that people are like, okay, I am both. I have traits of both in my heart. Like I sometimes feel like a woman. I sometimes feel like a man.
Yeah.
Doesn't that though necessarily depend on stereotypical shit?
How
like,
so?
Well, what is female and what is male? Like, if you broke down all stereotypes, like gender stereotypes, then how are you both if each one is neither? Like, if there's no man shit, like I like to hammer up drywall. Well, if that's not a manly thing, then how can you say that? You don't even have to be both if you break down all gender stereotypes.
Yeah, well, that's where pansexual comes in, because that's pansexual is I'm into men, women, trans women, men who are transitioning, men who have transitioned, women. Like it's just any human being,
right?
And some animals.
Some of them are pretty cute. They're looking at you, man.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, have you seen Mr. Hands?
No.
It is a video of an adult man getting fucked by a horse.
Oh, that's the guy who died.
He died.
Yeah. He fucking died.
That
was Mr. Hands?
That was Mr. Hands. And I hope
Why was it called Mr. Hands?
I don't know. You know what? We read a Vice article about it. I'm pretty sure the guy's nickname was Mr. Hands.
Because he should have been Mr. Butt or something.
Yeah, well, I think it fits because you measure horses in hands. Did you know that? When you measure a horse, it's how many hands. Okay. Yes, exactly. So it kind of makes sense.
Measuring a horse's dick?
Yeah.
Is that what you do?
No, it's hand. Like a horse would be 45 hands, and that means it's like instead of feet or inches.
Who the fuck? Other than the penis, which I would understand because that wouldn't take too many hands.
Sure.
Measuring a horse based on hands is ridiculous because it's going to take a lot of hands.
Right.
You're going to need a lot of people.
This is a lot of yeah.
And while you're there, you might as well fuck the horse.
Yeah. Well, he got fucked by the horse.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
And so, but like, and I thought there was a Mike Kaplan joke around there, and it seems like certain fringe things are interesting to people. And how did that thing get, take off to the point where it was on everybody's radar? Like, just because it's so fucking ridiculous, just because the guy died. I mean, why are we so fascinated by bestiality when it's just, it's pretty fringe. Not many people engage.
Well, on the surface level, that video came out during a time where there's this thing called the Pain Olympics, and it was just a compilation of videos of people being in pain. There was a guy who shoved a jar up his ass. There was a guy who shot his ball sack with a gun.
Yeah, so that was in the infancy of internet?
Yes, that was like 2008, maybe 2010. And
that's how you got famous?
Yeah, that's how he got famous. But it's also like no one had ever been fucked by a horse on camera. So
it's pretty interesting.
It was. Yeah. I recently watched it with a buddy of mine. I hope it was legal.
Does it hold up?
It holds up.
It's still great film. And does that, any of that, and I guess we're talking about like internet in its infancy, the Pain Olympics, where a lot of those people got their 5 seconds of fame. Mm-hmm. Like growing up with that, or at whatever point you grew up with that in your life, did that inform your desire to do sketches, or like why did you choose green screen sketch as opposed to just filming yourself with iPhones on the street? Like those people got famous, and so like at what point did Charlie Dawson think, I want to do sketch on film with a green screen?
Well, it's funny, like it didn't there wasn't really a decision. I was hanging out with Adam and another friend of ours one day, and we just had this random. We were doing mics all the time, and mics are they can be a grind, and so we just wanted to switch it up, and we decided to film something. It was very low quality, not great, not very funny, but we really enjoyed it, and so we just kept doing it. And
you got a good response?
We got we got a decent response. And then last summer, I would just go to his house most every day, Upper West Side, and we would record. And if we weren't recording, we'd edit. And if we weren't editing, we'd write. And if we weren't writing, we'd post. And
that's how you know you're doing what you love. You're elected doing it full time, pretty much.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I was just like working a job, like a day job, like we do, and then just doing sketch stuff. And I've kind of fell in love with it. And now we have a lot coming out in the next month. We have Welcome to the Show. And then we have Tomboy Trilogy, which is with our friend Tom Achilles.
So these are one of these collaborators who are showing up to the Way Too Zesty studio?
That's it, yeah, that's it. And it just kind of fits. Some people show up and they don't really understand it, and that's okay. Then some people show up and they get it and they love it, and Tom is one of those people.
And what's the trilogy you're doing with Tom? What's it called again?
Tomboy Trilogy.
Tomboy Trilogy. And so what is that, though? Like, what kind of content can people expect?
It's very kind of outlandish humor. It's a lot of weird visual effects and sound effects, a story that's hard to follow.
I suppose, like, if you got given the green screen, since I saw that one video, if you took that and added effects to it, it would bring something like Laser Cats to mind on SNL. Like, have you seen that? And any of the absurdity with the green screen and it's probably low tech or lo-fi effects. I mean, would it for somebody who doesn't know what to expect, would Laser Cats be a good example of a comparison?
We get a lot of comparisons to Tim and Erik.
Oh, okay.
And the Erik Andre show. It's kind of like that. It's just kind of it's hard to explain. It's outlandish is the best word I can use, because it's some people get it, some people don't.
Okay.
But if you get it and you're locked in, you really get it.
And so what did Tom add to the mix that was Adam and Charlie?
Tom comes from a background of improv, and he's really, really funny with no script. He's just magnetic. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You just want to keep listening to him when he's talking, and that's kind of what he brought to the table. And filming him is great because he's always on, and when you're filming somebody who's always on,
you can't turn the camera off.
Yeah, exactly. So
you're like, motherfucker, I didn't have my camera on.
Yeah, true. We'll be sitting in a diner, and he'll say something. I'm like, God, why didn't we film that? That's genius. That's so funny.
And so, like, how can you? I mean, it's not like you could strap a GoPro to your head and have that on everywhere you go.
No, we can't. We tried, but they did not like us at the diner.
And then that trilogy. So yeah, content-wise, though, story-wise, if there is any at all, I mean, what can they expect?
Oh man!
Or I guess it's so absurd that I could see a cowboy falling off the horse, just like in Welcome to the Show.
Yeah, no. Well, the Tomboy Trilogy, episode 1 was about how Tom and Adam want to go on a roller coaster, but they can't figure out how to get on the roller coaster. So that's really
because you see a big roller coaster. One temptation could be to like find the ladder, or walk up the support beams or whatever.
Yeah.
But like if you don't see the line, they're like if you don't see a line or an entrance, that could be something difficult. You'd have to figure out.
Yeah, which I think is a great metaphor for life.
Look for the line in the entrance, and if there's not any, don't give up.
Yeah, don't give up. Climb over the fence. Just get in there, buddy.
And so, I mean, that's episode 1, but there's several. I mean, it's a trilogy.
Yeah.
So what are the other premises that you guys are doing? Without giving away the jokes.
Yeah, well, so we took a small break, and so, with Welcome to the Show at least, so we're working on the return of Welcome to the Show.
Yes.
And that's going to be basically the reason why we took a break. We're going to address that in the show.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's a real reason.
There's a real reason, and there's a reason that we're going to address on the show. Yeah.
Okay, so they're different.
They're different.
Okay, and so, I guess I don't want to give away the joke.
The real reason's very boring.
That you did the Tomboy Trilogy during the hiatus.
Yeah. He came in at the right time, because Adam and I had to figure some shit out. You know how you do. Sometimes you got to take a break, figure something out.
Yeah. And one thing I want to ask, because I don't want to lose the topic, because we haven't even brought it up yet, which is does any of the hiatus have to do with mental health? And this is totally prying, but this was our discussion today. Can you speak, generally what's your experience with mental health, and has it affected work at all? Yeah,
my general experience is horrible with mental health.
Right.
And
as it tends to be.
Yeah. It kind of came to play. It was, we worked every day over the summer. We never took a break from each other. And it got to a point where we had to separate to remember kind of who we were and what we wanted. Because when you're with someone all the time, there's this consciousness that you kind of build together, and then you forget what you each want. You're just kind of working towards that one consciousness. And so yeah, it kind of had to do with mental health. There was some things in terms of relationships that it's weird to speak on,
but just generally, as far as your mental health, what can what would you like to talk about with respect to mental health that the listener might be interested in?
Oh man, I would just say, man, so I'm 22, and my whole life experience has been just ignore your mental health and keep pushing.
Because you're from the South.
I'm from the South, and I'm from a family of workers, and I'm in a city now where everyone just works nonstop. And my advice, which if you don't want to take it, I get it. I'm 22, but
and it also sounds like you guys were working your ass off on the Upper West Side at the Way Too Zesty studio.
We were, and so yeah, my advice is fucking just take a break every now and then. Life is long, it'll be fine. Take a break, figure your shit out. That's one thing that I didn't do over the summer, and it kind of bit me in the ass.
Okay.
I hit a point where I was kind of going crazy. A
lot of negative thoughts were popping up.
A lot of negative thoughts. A lot of not doing what I wanted to do, just doing things because I thought I had to do them.
Okay.
And so yeah, just take a break, take a breath. Doing that has really saved me.
Yeah. And you have to do that if you want to stay funny.
Yeah, definitely.
Because how would season 2 even happen if you were not funny at all?
No, exactly. Right. I mean, we weren't even filming.
If you guys hated each other at that point.
Yeah.
And not putting words in your mouth, but it sounds like, you guys were doing so much work at the Way Too Zesty studio that if you ever wanted to be funny again, you needed to take that break. Yeah.
Well, I will say it's funny, the cowboy sketch that you watched, that's personally my favorite sketch.
And I'm glad. Yeah, I was like, what can I watch right now? Since we had a little bit of time.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you turned me on to that because it was essentially you falling off a fucking horse.
Mm-hmm.
And you turned that into 2 minutes of just hilarity. And then at the end, you danced.
Yeah, we danced for a while. If you guys want to see me in a 6'4" dark man dance.
Theo Von lookalike.
Yeah.
But also and the dance, so tell me about the dancing. Why did you guys decide that the sketch on its own was not absurd enough? You needed to dance at the end? Because I don't even know that there was a narrative clue for me about why you guys then started dancing.
Yeah.
You got on the horse finally, I thought.
Yeah.
And then there was no more horse, and you guys were dancing.
Well, okay, have you ever seen horse voguing?
No.
All right, it's these competitions. I don't know if it's called horse voguing, but it's
where they pose and stuff. Huh?
Yes, exactly. So what Ab and I were doing is we were taking videos of the horses doing their dances and putting music behind it.
Oh, cool.
And then we thought, what if we were the horses? And
so why didn't you put any sort of text on there saying horse voguing?
Because you get it if you get it.
Nobody would get that. You had to explain to me. Oh, so there's this thing called horse voguing.
Yeah.
I was like, that sounds like maybe when they pose mid stride or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, you get it.
Yeah, we're trying to reach about 1% of people. We want a very small fan base.
But I laugh my ass off, and I look forward to more videos like that. But it still went way over my head. But I guess it works on 2 levels. If I enjoyed you guys dancing, which I did, it doesn't fucking matter if you guys were doing horse voguing.
Exactly.
Because it's more, and I guess that's going to make sure that you guys keep doing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
If you enjoy that second level that nobody's going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when Pearl Jam, I like Pearl Jam, I guess, among 4,000 other bands I like. But, I have a person in my family who's still standing for Pearl Jam. He'll recommend every new album to every stranger, and they're like, oh, maybe this is good. It's like, no, it's bad. He just loves Pearl Jam. But what I like about it is that it keeps them touring on a good catalog. If you put 20 albums together, they're going to have 40 good songs maybe. So it's like, well, if this keeps them happy putting out a shitty album, then I'm glad they're doing it. Because, at the very least, maybe one of those songs is good.
Yeah.
But it also keeps them happy enough to tour.
No, that's what we're doing. We put out about 10 sketches, 9 are shitty, 1 is hopefully good, and we'll get a fan base from there.
Yeah, and so what have you noticed about, trying to build, I guess Way Too Zesty is its own website, but, what other things on Instagram have you seen that are taking off, and what can you borrow from that to make sure that you guys are taking off quickly enough so that you guys don't just shoot each other in the face?
Yeah, consistency is key in Instagram. When we were releasing videos once a week, we were gaining views every week. We were gaining comments, we were getting followers, we were getting shared. And then when we took a break, even though it was maybe a month or 2, we posted a video afterwards and we got maybe 30 views. People completely, and for forgot about it because everything moves so quickly. People just want things right now, and then they move on. Everyone forgot about it. So it's really about consistency.
And and certain YouTubers are, admitting to the fact that they were so burnt out, keeping up with that consistency. How do you do that then? Like, how do you get off the fucking treadmill without losing your following? I mean, you had 10 in the can, maybe, so that allowed you to do 10 weeks of weekly. Yeah. But I mean, if it then takes another, a full work week of you guys together in a fucking room to get another 10 in the can, how the fuck can you keep up the consistency that's necessary to ensure you guys keep going? Yeah, well,
I'm going to sound pretty nerdy here.
Oh, good.
You take care of yourself and you communicate with your partner. Okay. Those are the two main things, Like Adam and I, we talk a lot, and we talk a lot about how are you feeling right now? Are you cool? Are we good? Is everything okay?
Are we good? You actually want the answer to that question. We good?
Yeah, truly.
You good?
Yeah, because it can get to a point where you're like, no, we're not right now, but...
Do you think that improved your relationship at all? Like knowing that, oh shit, I actually need to, we need to ask each other, are you good? And we need to be honest with that answer. Do you think your relationship is better for the hiatus?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
And did you think it could get better?
No, I thought it was over.
I mean, but I guess, when it was great, it was very, very great.
Yeah.
And then it was at its all-time low. But now it seems like you guys can even go to a higher high of like a mentally healthy, physically healthy relationship as collaborators.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. When it was great at first, it was kind of like a new friendship where you're like, I just want to be with this person every day. This is so much fun.
Yeah.
But that doesn't sustain. And so now I feel as though we have a nice foundation, a strong foundation. And so we can build a bigger house.
And you mean figuratively or literally or both?
Hopefully both. Yeah.
And what about Tom? What about Tom in the mix? Like, what do you think that he adds enough to be a full-time? I'm putting you on the spot here.
Yeah.
But like, is Tom going to be the third in your trio?
Yeah, he already is. He has access to the account. He's writing comments just as much as we are. He's writing.
He's the guy
sketches.
He's the guy who wrote gay.
He's the guy. Yeah, he wrote gay, and we were pretty mad at him. But I asked him how he felt and if we were good, and we made up.
And so, where can people find you do stand-up comedy? Because it sounds like your mic is Dawson's Creek, and kind of what are you observing there as far as stand-up? I guess this is my shitty transition into stand-up.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, what are you putting into your act that maybe you've gleaned from any success you got with Welcome to the Show?
Oh man, again, I hate how
shitty my transition was.
No, that was a great transition. I hate how corny I sound, but it's honesty. You just got to be honest. For the longest time in stand-up, I was doing this act. And
what was the act?
A young kid who didn't know what was going on. What, huh? The world? What? People, huh? And it just got exhausting. And people knew. They're like, man, that's not you. And so now I'm just honest when I get up there, and it's much better.
And so who is you? Like, what is your honest persona?
My honest persona?
It's more nuanced than, hey guys, this is all strange, because you're talking about people in the South and how they were less than welcoming with a bi lifestyle.
Yeah. Well, people in the South are less than welcoming for a lot of lifestyles. Growing up there was a trip. They don't like anything that isn't uniform. They don't like anything that isn't them. And
is that why you left?
Yeah, dude, I didn't have any friends in the South. I didn't have any, nothing was going on. I started comedy down there, and that was great, but, even some of the comics down there were just, I don't know, kind of stuck. And so I'm glad I got out. And a lot of people from the club I started at have moved here, which is really great, that they're doing their thing. So.
And did you see it in them? You're like, yeah, these guys
are going to move,
good enough to stay in touch within New York City.
Yeah, well, they didn't really stay in touch with me, but... I still hit them up.
They're not zesty enough, though.
They're not zesty enough, yo.
And so, what are you talking about on stage? I mean, it sounds like the Southern thing. It sounds like the bi thing is being talked about on stage.
A little bit, yeah.
Are you?
A little bit.
Is it trying to draw the right people to you?
Yeah.
You're like, I want people who are really into me being bi.
Yeah. No, I just
men and women and horses.
I just want people to ask me out after my set. That's all I want. It's happened twice in my life, and it's I could die now. I'm good. It's really? The best feeling I've ever had.
Yeah, they sound like dudes are getting a pretty good response. Like if they do well on stage, they're getting just people ready to ask them out.
It's
so
sick.
So you're serious? So guys and girls have just asked you out?
Yeah, I've had two girls ask me out from seeing me do stand up.
Wow.
And I went on both dates, and then they both ended poorly.
Really?
Yeah.
And what do you think? Is it just because you were good on stage, or do you think there was anything in the content that kind of humble bragged your way into that ask out?
I think it was I think it was a little bit of both. I think it was I had a good set that night, and then it was I also kind of flexed the fact that I'm I don't know, that I do stand up, and it's Dude, I'm still miking. I'm nothing, but in their head they see potential, and so they're like, "Oh, I want that."
Yeah,
you know, I want that.
And because of that, though, it's almost like a building an awareness so that they might also see the farther along sketch show. And so, is there anything that you can even mention on stage to kind of? Yeah, I guess you can't. You can't work into his stand-up act like, go to Way Too Zesty.
Oh, no, we have.
Oh, have you?
It felt soulless, yeah, so I don't do it anymore.
Dude, you self-promote even at that level, but I love the fact that we can go to I can go to the Way Too Zesty studio, and hopefully someday you'll allow me to pay you money.
And anytime.
And then you'll put the green screen up, and how do you even do that, though? Like, after the fact, you guys take footage, like that Western footage. Where the fuck did you find it?
That's all Adam. Truly, I have
you
the
just
idea.
Get Adam Christopher, right?
Yeah, I hit up Adam Christopher on IG. He's a genius. I usually we'll both have an idea, and sometimes I'll edit with him, and I'll just give him direction. But he'll spend hours and hours just finding one background for one sketch.
Do you know where he found that one?
Oh, I have no idea. That's where his magic comes in.
And he also doesn't let you in on it.
No,
or you just don't care enough. Do you think he's keeping certain things secret so that you don't take over the operation, or do you think it's you guys just don't care? Or I want to surprise you with this cool thing I found.
I think it's a little bit of surprise. It's also he loves editing, and I like it, but he loves it.
So it's more like, don't bring me into your tedium.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried. He's shown me some of the things that he does, but overall, he just kind of does it himself, and it's I love it, man. It's worked out great. I wish I could do more. I really wish I could, but he'll edit for just 8 hours in one day. He'll just sit down and.
So how did you find him? Like, it's so cool that you guys are the yin and the yang. But how the fuck did you find that?
I did a bunch of mushrooms, and he just popped up one day.
Fuck off.
Yeah, truly.
Where were you doing the mushrooms?
In Manhattan.
Okay.
Walking around, and he just popped up, and then 6 months later, doing a bunch of mushrooms, he popped up, and then one day he popped up for the third time, and I was like, let's work together.
So you just mean like you just ran into him?
Yeah, just ran into him.
And so you did that 3 times on mushroom, and each time he popped up?
Yeah, he popped up. I know.
What the fuck is going on with the mushrooms that you are consuming?
Oh, I have no idea, man.
Having Adam Christopher, like a talented tech guy who everybody needs, pop up.
I think I spawned him. I think I spawned a person.
Is the guy even real? Like, I'm looking forward to having him on, but maybe he's not fucking real. Like, you're going to show up with the fucking Theo Von mask on, right?
Yeah.
And does he do that all out of his like house?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all his apartment.
And so, like, that's the best advertisement. Like, not only are you going to get a focused fucking tech guy, but you can fucking date somebody who looks like Theo Von.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Well, I think he's taken now. I think he's snatched up.
He's taken by Charlie Dawson.
Yeah. So, don't get in the army's mine.
Okay, so we'll look forward to that. And then the next video that I would see if I went to Charlie Dawson with an extra E on there, on extra E on Charlie, the next video is going to drop when?
Oh, we have April 1st. We're dropping the next video.
Okay, April 1st. And so that means, guys, if you are not dead in 2 weeks because of the virus, we're gladly going to be entertained by 2 hilarious people, and they are Way Too Zesty. Welcome to the fucking show.
That's it.
And then what about Tomboy Trilogy?
Tomboy Trilogy, I think the last one, what's today? Sunday? The last Tomboy Trilogy comes out tomorrow.
Okay.
The 16th, is it?
Ah. Yeah, so tomorrow, it comes out March 16th?
Yes.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, good.
Last one comes out tomorrow.
Well, this episode will be out tonight, and so people will learn about it, and they will go to Way Too Zesty? Is that where Tomboy Trilogy is streaming?
That's it, yeah. Go to waytoozesty.tv on Instagram.
.tv. Oh, on Instagram.
On Instagram, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, Charlie Dawson, I want to thank you so much for doing a long episode today.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody else is just so fucking pussy that they didn't show up.
Oh, man, I love to hear my own voice.
Let's throw them all fucking under the bus because they were reasonable and not trying to spread a virus.
No, let's name names. Let's do it.
Dude, Adam Christopher canceled on me. Just totally fucking playing.
He's not real, man. I am Adam.
He's going to come in with the Theo Von mask, and I'm just going to have sex with him like the horse guy.
Yeah.
Cool. Charlie Dawson, thank you so much.
Thank you, Brian.